again, folks. Welcome back to the channel. Well, today we finally have our Jeep finished with everything that we wanted to do, and I thought we'd go over and do a little bit of recap of everything that we did to the Jeep. So we'll start out here under the hood, and just picked up here. So basically the Jeep was not running whenever it showed up. It'd been sitting a long time. It hasn't been tagged since 1994. So we did just some basic maintenance items to it. We rebuilt the carburetor, new fan belt, new hoses, had the radiator cleaned, new fuel pump, new water pump. We serviced the engine, changed the oil in the air cleaner, and did have to put a new fuel line in from the tank to the new fuel pump. But basically just years of maintenance. Just age is basically all that. And once we got the engine, we did put some Marvel Mr. Oil down the cylinders, and we just rolled it by hand until we had it good and loose before we tried to start it. And it actually runs just very well. I might show you here. I think we just started it a while ago, but we'll show you how it will start, I hope. So it does pretty well. It seems to be running well. I believe we even fixed the horn. So that was good. Another thing we ended up doing, we changed the fuel pump. The original fuel pump had a vacuum pump on the side of it, so this Jeep had vacuum wipers. We converted this to electric wipers right here, and if you look inside, you'll see where we added the electric motor and wired it in right there. So we got that finished, and while we're here inside, the owner wanted a new tachometer, so we've got that. We've got new floor mats, we have a new fuel tank, we've got one new shift boot in here on the transfer case, and we put in a plastic glove box while we were at it, since that one was full of mouse home. So that's what we did there. Now, we've put all new tires on it because the original tires were pretty well dry rotted. We've put in new front wheel bearings, put new brakes all the way around, new master cylinder, new wheel cylinders, one new brake line. All of the brake hoses were replaced on this. The final thing we did, I was a little bit confused because we had a massive amount of grease under here above the fender wells and everything, and I kept thinking that we were looking for a leak down below. Till just a second ago, I figured out there had been a lot of grease and oil stored in the bed, and that has actually ran out of the bed back down into the wheel wells. So that was kind of a false alarm, but we did put in a new pinion seal. And then putting in the new pinion seal, we found a bad U-joint, so we replaced both of those in the rear drive shaft, and ended up having to buy a new flange yoke for the rear drive shaft. But other than that, I think it's ready to go home. We've had it a long time. The owner wasn't in a rush for it, but I think it's time now for the owner to take it and enjoy it. And whatever he decides to do with it, that'll be fine. We've got his windows cleaned for him, so that's about it. So for those of you that have followed along on the Jeep adventure, we're finally bringing it to a close today. there's still plenty of things that we could have done. There's a few oil leaks that need to be remedied, but for right now, I think we're gonna bring this to a close. So we're gonna get started on some other new projects. I'm getting ready to rearrange some tractors in the shop. I've got 2 tractors to split, both of them with transmission seal leaks of some varying type, which we need to find. And then we're going to have a transmission overhaul later in the fall. So appreciate y'all following along, and we'll catch you next time.